Mr. President, thank you for unifying and inspiring a vision of a stronger, fairer, safer future for all. Your extraordinary leadership has made this glorious day possible. That's an applause line.
A little bit of an awkward moment for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, urging a silent crowd to give it up for President Biden. And this was a hand-picked audience at the White House. I've been to a lot of those. Get a lot of staffers, get a chance to go to the White House. Byron York is a correspondent for the Washington Examiner and a Fox News contributor. Maybe they just weren't too fired up about the James Taylor experience, those young people there at the White House, Byron. But in all seriousness, it was a strange day to have a celebration of the Inflation Reduction Act on the day that that number came out. And they knew that that number was coming out because it's there for all of us to know that the calendar sets it.
What did Senator Kramer say? Beyond tone deaf? It was. And the extraordinary thing about this, you're absolutely right. They knew these numbers were coming out. But Democrats, in the past month or so, we've all seen this, have felt an increasing sense of optimism about their chances in the upcoming midterm elections. They thought inflation was going down, and that would help them. They thought they could use the abortion decision by the Supreme Court against Republicans. They may be able to do that. And they thought that the renewed attention to President Trump with the whole Justice Department investigation, all of that would help them and perhaps mean that not only would they not lose seats in the midterms, they might actually pick up some and keep the House and maybe even keep the Senate. So there was this sense of optimism. I think what we saw yesterday was kind of this last party of optimism, and then all of a sudden inflation just roared back into the scene, and we see that not only is it not going away, it is persistent. Core inflation actually went up, and it remains, just like it was in the last few weeks, Americans' top concern.
You mentioned, sorry, Dana. You mentioned the midterms here. We found this a bit earlier today. If you look at major American cities where inflation is actually higher than the national average, you look at Phoenix, Arizona, and what happens in Arizona? Big Senate race. You look at Atlanta, Georgia. What happens in Georgia? There's a big Senate race there. And Joe Manchin was on with Brett last night trying to justify the Reduction Act. This is a little bit about how that exchange turned out.
The Inflation Reduction Act is something my staff and I worked extremely hard on to make sure it was balanced.
But it's not reducing inflation.
The more product we put, natural gas for home heating, for your utility bills, or gasoline at the pump, all this should reduce it.
Isn't it disingenuous to call this the Inflation Reduction Act if we're looking at a CPI that actually goes up?
It's the only thing that we have ever done that has a chance to really fight inflation.
You have to take that message, Byron, and sell it to voters. You have to take that message, and this stuff goes under the radar, but the CBO has since revised its projection on the Inflation Act and projected out even further before you even start to reduce the deficit, et cetera.
Yeah, Senator Manchin was very defensive in that interview with Brett Baer last night. Although at the White House party, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said it was beautifully named. It was a beautifully named act. But listen, if you looked at all the people who were there, the constituencies that they represented, it shows that this bill, which is called the Inflation Reduction Act, was a climate bill. It was a health care bill. It was a bill that incorporated some long-time Democratic priority items that they had not been able to pass before. And they called it the Inflation Reduction Act for obvious reasons, to make it look like they were taking action on inflation. But even if it did work according to their plan, that help would be years away. And the midterms are less than 60 days away. So they're going to have a political problem with this, especially after throwing such a big party on the day that not only did inflation go up, but the Dow Jones Industrial Average went down 1,267 points.
And in proof that we are living in an episode of Veep, then the president, on the day that they have their big climate bill, takes Air Force One to Delaware to vote because they forgot to get him an absentee ballot. You can't make that up. But you've been written about something else. You write the Democrats' filibuster scheme. This is something that they've talked about for a while, but yes, Kamala Harris has moved forward, and she has said, let's do call for number 6, please, about what the vice president wants to do on the filibuster.
Our president has said He will not let the filibuster get in the way. If the Senate, through a majority vote, votes to pass the Women's Health Protection Act, he will sign it into law.
Legislative filibuster gone, or just on this issue?
The president has been clear on this issue and on a very important issue in addition to that important issue, which is voting rights.
The filibuster issue, it won't die, Byron.
Absolutely not. And I thought what we saw in Vice President Harris's interview was a look at the new Democratic strategy about this, because we've been having debates for years about getting rid of the legislative filibuster altogether. And a number of senators on both sides just don't want to do it. It's a powerful tool for the minority, and senators who are in the majority always realize they could be in the minority after the next election. But now what we're seeing from the White House and Democrats is this idea that perhaps they can get rid of the filibuster for a few votes that they want to have, bills that they want to pass. They could get rid of the filibuster for a bill to codify the Roe v. Wade decision. And they could get rid of the filibuster for two bills, voting bills that they've always wanted to pass, called the Freedom to Vote Act and the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. So just for those three bills, there'll be no filibuster, but they'll keep it for everything else. Well, there are Republicans involved here, and that is not going to fly. It could certainly lead to more warfare inside the U.S. Senate.
That it could. Byron, thanks. Nice to have you on today.
Great to have you.
Thanks for being patient. Byron York.
Thank you, Bill Denham.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.